Shit, there's fucking already people here. Damn. That's rare. It's also rare this thing fucking worked. For the first time, I clicked it and it wasn't pointing at my ceiling fan. All right. Been like a couple weeks since I did these. I missed one because I didn't realize it was fucking Tuesday. And then I missed one because I was out in the woods with my wife. So, TJ, hello, sir. Javier, Uncle Guns. John, Will, hello, everybody. I have a small list. Surprising since I haven't been on in like missed 2 weeks. It's only the front of a page and not the back. Because mostly I don't give a fuck to talk about everything that's in the news. Steve Furman, Adam Hall, Garrett Terrell, Jeff Ray, hello. Tasty. Tonight's live stream brought to you by the wonderful folks over at Rock God Brewing Company. Yes, a little candy apple bang beside it because damn, that shit is awesome. I've been wanting to try it since they announced it months ago, and I have not been able to find it anywhere. On the way back from camping with my wife this week, we found it at a little Quickie Mart. I bought some, and holy shit, was it good. She was at Wally World today, and they had more, so she bought all they had, which was the last 4, but either way, I got some more of those. Hello, Gabe. However, it's 8 o'clock at night. I'm not going to have a candy apple bang now. I've had the black cherry vanilla for some time. It is a fan favorite. The Miami Cola is a strange bird. Some people really like it. Some people really hate it. Sour Heads was my favorite, and I like the Star Blast and Rainbow Unicorn's all right. Cherry Blade Lemonade is good. Bangster Berry, all the purples are good. Didn't really like champagne a whole lot, but regardless, my new favorite, Candy Apple Crisp. Good shit. Bang needs to get on the Tremis endorsement deal. TJ, you might find they're getting easier because I've read recently that Pepsi is taking over the distribution. So we should see it more places. But yes, it is good shit. All right. So what do we got going on today? What's on my list? Well, I guess we'll start with the obligatory. Over on the Facebook page, there is an auction for a pair of high threat concealment belts. Inner belt, outer belt. It's these ones right here. So like a rigger style belt on the inside. Let's see if I can't. The normal rigger style buckle. Cobra buckle on the outside. Inner is black. The outer is coyote. The inner is a size 36 and the outer is a size large. I don't know if that'll fit someone. The reason I have it is because it did not fit the person that used to own it. He bought a new inner belt and it didn't work. Didn't fit him. So he is donated it for auction. So there you go. It is up for auction over on the Facebook page, as is typical. Thursday morning after I get up and mosey over to my computer, whoever is at the top wins. And then I will send you a request for money for PayPal, maybe, or one of the other cash sharing applications for your phone. And then I'll ship it to you. And we can either do like in person if it's someone I know. it's coming to class or study group, something like that, or we can ship it for like an extra $8. I'll stuff it in one of them small flat rate boxes and get it out. Colt, hello, sir. I'm trying to remember which one this is. It is a Rock God, whatever we got the last growler of, which is currently empty. The last of it was in here up to about yay. It's one of their lighter ones, but I don't remember which one. But it's good. And my favorite one, White Room, they're about to make up another batch soon. So that's good. Though they have a newer one that's a collaboration called Weiss and Them, which is really good. Was the one back there was whatever my wife wanted. I just can't remember which one it is. Garrett, absolutely. I'm down for that. Unless it's Cryptech. No Cryptech. No red. But otherwise, sure. Send me a private message here on this, or can you even do that on YouTube? I don't know. Or my regular email, info@tremisdynamics.com, and we'll get it all squared away, an address and whatnot. And then, the links of the stuff, so that when people see me wearing it, they'll be like, hey, who's that guy? Hello, Scott Wexler. The mug was a gift from a former student or a future student, in Michigan. If he logs on tonight, you'll see his YouTube handle is Iroquois Foreskin or something like that. So if he gets on, we'll tell him his mug's badass. So the obligatory auction is crossed off. I'll check it. So things happening over in the Tremis Dynamics training world. We are now accepting payment via new methods. Facebook's cool. I've had folks ask me more times than I care to admit if they can pay me via some like Apple Pay. I don't know anything about Apple anything, or Samsung Pay or Google Pay, which those ones I've never looked into, but give me some time. But you can now sign up for a class and pay with Venmo, which is essentially PayPal, Cash App, which is essentially Square, which is who my payment processor is on my website. Anyway, and I just figured out yesterday how to accept Bitcoin. And I think I actually can take most of the different cryptocurrencies, because it's through like Coinbase, I believe. And I think they work in all of them. So yes, crypto payments is now a thing. So it's not like a thing right there where you can like click buy now. But if you want to pay and say like Bitcoin or Litecoin or whatever the hell those are, if you shoot me a message, say, hey, I want to sign up for Dynamic Carbine and I want to pay in Bitcoin, then I can go into Coinbase and do a request for $500 worth of Bitcoin, and then you can pay it, and everybody wins. So if that's your thing, it's now my thing too. And somebody's got to be the first. I don't know who it's going to be. I'll give them something special. I don't know what it is. Maybe they'll get a patch or something for being the first one. But I have expanded my horizons a little bit. Cryptocurrencies and a few of the payment apps that people have been using. And I don't know how the hell fucking Apple Pay or Google Pay works, but I'll look into those too and see if there's something I can do with it. So that is that update. I guess the other big update is some time ago when the Wuhan hit. Oh, cash. Yes, cash is always good, Tom. I will take cash. I also barter for stuff. Like if I recently traded part of a class for an optic and ammo. I mean, who wouldn't trade for ammo? And that's really like, sure, it helps me. That's my business. But if it helps you because it's easier for you to pay some other way, okay, I'm okay trying to figure out how to do it. But anyhow, back with what I was mentioning, which also kind of revolves around payment. The Wuhan thing, people's money was tight. A lot of folks got laid off and furloughed and that kind of thing. And shit got ugly outside. It's still ugly outside. So I thought people need training more than ever, but they're also short on cash. So I did a deal where you could pay a deposit, the $100 deposit for class, and I would bill the remainder of the class for 12 months later. Certainly it would be after the class was over, because I don't have my 2021 calendar out yet. It's finished. It's just not out yet. And if you were an alum or someone I knew, you didn't even have to pay the deposit. Just send me a message and I'd bill you for the whole thing 12 months later. And a few folks have taken me up on it, and I'm glad I could help. So at some point they'll pay me. However, with the government overreach dying down, travel restrictions easing off and whatnot, June 30th will be the end of the time where you can use the Wuhan payment plan. So if you don't have any money currently and you want to take a class that's coming up, you have until the end of this month, which I think is a week from today, to shoot me a message or just pay a deposit and I'll bill it to you. You can pay it later, like way after the class is over. But you've only got a week left to do that. So there's that. I can check that off my list too. Especially if you'd like to sign up for the Independence Day version of dynamic carbine. So that's the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of July coming up, not this next weekend, but the following weekend. It is the first class, the first Tremis Dynamics class in 4 years that is not sold out. It looks like there will be 2 empty spots for it the day that it starts. So if you don't have money, you can always use the Wuhan payment plan and get that class in, and maybe my streak won't end after 4 years. But if it does, it's not a huge deal. It'll still be a fine class. There's a couple sold out classes later in the year, but that one, maybe July 4th weekend, not popular with folks, but I figured it was a 3-day weekend for people already, so they wouldn't have to take a day off work for a 3-day class. Maybe I was right. Maybe I was wrong. TJ, yes, I just seen your message up there. I got your Venmo. So there is the deal on the Wuhan, and there's actually a non-sold out class coming up rather shortly that you can get in on. Shocked me too. I went to look today at the list, and surprise, surprise. Cool. It can be as many small payments as anybody wants. It can, because I'll send an invoice through Square, and literally you can just open the email anytime, be like, I want to pay $1 or I want to pay $20 or whatever. That doesn't matter. So when you get the invoice in your email, it gives you, like, when you open it, gives you the choice to pay whatever you want. It doesn't have to be the full amount. I don't think it can be over the full amount. I don't know. I don't know if anyone's ever tried to pay more than the full amount. Yes, there are openings for the Del Rio classes in November 14 through 16, I think it is. That is a low light class on Saturday, a vehicle, day 3 vehicle on Sunday, and pistol force on force on Monday. So yes, all those are open, have some openings, because really anybody that signs up for one signs up for all three. So if there's one opening, there's one opening in each. Colt, you certainly may. Just shoot me a message via, not on a YouTube comment, for any, all three, two of the three, one of the three, whatever you want to do. You can bring what's her nuts with you, your range wife. That's fine. And I'll put your name on the list and send out an invoice with the due date 12 months from today or tomorrow or whenever you send me the message. Because, well, I try to be helpful. Speaking of classes, I can get in on this next part as well. So I have Dynamic Week 2 coming up in October. And that's Dynamic Pistol, followed by Dynamic Carbine, back-to-back, 6 days of training. The day after that is over here in Lebanon. Defiant Training Solutions, is it Defiant? No, not Definitive. Defiant is the ammo company. I knew that sounded wrong as soon as I said it. Definitive Training Solutions, aka Zach Bush's company, will be doing a entangled gunfighting class the day after that's over. And I think there's 2 openings left for that. But he added another date. So he'll be here for 2 days. He'll be doing entangled gunfighting the day after Dynamic Week. And the day after that, he's going to do 1 day shotgun class, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's the shotgun class. His website has the links for that. All right. And if Crystal had signed on, I'd ask her to type up the link right now because, she's really good at that. Okay, so I have most of the things chalked off on my list. I would like to remind you all that as of this coming carbine class, from that class forward, for at least for some time, take it easy, Will Crutcher. Every live fire class that I have, at the end of class, 1 student will be selected, whether that be at random or for some other reason. I haven't decided how I'm going to do that. And I will give them a postcard. On the postcard, it is good for a free box of Defiant munitions ammo, whether it be rifle ammo or pistol ammo or maybe shotgun ammo if Pete ever does some TCX slugs. And then he sends you a box of ammo. So every class, somebody gets a free box of high quality defensive ammunition. Most handsome gets free ammo. Then I'd have to keep the ammo because, look at that chiseled. Well, you can chisel a globe shaped head, or maybe it's kind of block shaped head, but there'll be something. There'll be something that each student, each class, a student gets figured out how to win a box of ammo. Hey, good point. He just sent me the ammo because I'm the best looking. But that and there's a discount too. Like if you guys want to buy Defiant ammunition, you can get it from Becker over at Ammo Supply Warehouse, and he has a pretty good price. If he doesn't have what you need in stock and you get it straight from defiantmunitions.com, Tremis 2020, aka me and the year, gets you 10% off. So thought I'd throw that out. I mentioned that on the last live stream, but figured I'd throw that out there again and let y'all know that the best ammo on the market also has a discount. Yes, Scott, you do. You should get on there and get some bullets and use my discount code and stuff. I got some supplies downstairs to make some gelatin. I was going to buy some 10% ballistic gelatin from a company that it's guaranteed to meet the FBI protocol. It's cheaper to make your own. And while it won't be the same as it could be, I'm just not going to make batches and then test them with the pellet the way you're supposed to make sure that it's perfect. I'm just going to make it so that it is a testing medium, and I am going to shoot solid copper 9 mil from a number of brands into the gelatin just so we can compare them to each other. So if I have 11% ballistic gel instead of 10, or whatever, however the fuck they rate it, it'll be at least consistent to each other if it isn't consistent to other tests. But like all the brands that I can come up with, there's a Black Hills, there's Old Corbon, there is Barnes. Is it Black Hills or yeah, it's Black Hills that does it. ASIM, Defiant, and if I can find some Gorilla, I would do it. I mean, I only need like 3 or 4 rounds, but I've never seen it for sale in a store so that I can buy a box. So if I can find some dude that's got a few handful of rounds, I'll dig up some Gorilla too, or see where I can locate some. I just don't want to mail order and like pay hazmat or whatever you got to do to get 1 box of ammo just so I can shoot 2 rounds out of it and disembowel it. While I appreciate the offer, TJ, on the HST, I'm trying to just compare solid copper to solid copper. But my point was that I have supplies in hand, well, I think most of them, in order to make some gelatin and then make a video. So look for that coming soon. And then what I'd like to do is do a video on some ballistic gel at like 100 yards with their rifle ammo. I just don't know how big of a block I need to make of gel so that I can make sure I hit it at 100 yards. That's kind of a joke, but I certainly won't be making like a 6x6 inch block because I want to make sure that if I'm not at a perfect straight on angle when it hits, that it doesn't come out the side. Yeah, that's the problem, Scott, is the whole shipping it. Like, I didn't want to pay like $30 in shipping on one $50 box of ammo. There's got to be somebody local that has bought some, carries some, that I'll swap them, another brand of bullet to get some to test. I just got to find a local who has some. But I appreciate that you would send it if you could send that rather easily. All right. I have everything on my list chalked off. So now it's just fuck off time for the rest. And at the very end, I'll do a quick rehash. I had some dudes send me messages and post some questions about what I thought about everything going on in the world. Well, I don't know about the world, but at least in our country. And frankly, I'd rather not sit and have a lengthy discussion with a bunch of people that probably pretty much think like I do anyway. That doesn't really help much. I'm not going to change anybody's mind on here, probably because we already have the same opinion. And the people who aren't of that opinion aren't watching. So what's the point? All it does is depress the shit out of everybody. Or if you are living in one of those large population centers, fuck, you're living it. Like, your opinion probably would matter more than my opinion does, because out here in rural Stan, there isn't anything to fucking talk about. There's nothing happening that would warrant me to have a personal opinion. That's by choice, mind you. I chose to not live in large population centers because they fucking suck. In every manner that you could imagine, they suck. Like, the only advantage they have is that there are inexpensive airports there. And if you just drive, you don't even need an inexpensive airport. So they don't have a whole lot going for them. And currently, they're all fucking shitholes that look like third world countries and remind me of Beirut. And I frankly don't give a fuck about them. So, well, I guess you did get an opinion. Oops. You probably could, Scott. Like, if you just sent like 2 rounds, you could put it in a something. I doubt they really care that much, but it was an idea. In fact, if you want to trade a couple of rounds of Gorilla for something, say the word. Like you want a t-shirt, I'll go over to the print to order shop and order you one. Just have it sent to your address in return for a couple of rounds of Gorilla if you figure out a way to smuggle it over here. And I'll be out a couple of bucks in shipping, and you'll be out a couple of bucks in shipping, and then we're even. If it works for you, it works for me. Sounds great. The PMs. Oh, I got this. Came today. I haven't really fucked with it. Yaesu VX6R. I charged it. That's all I've done. But having gone through 5 or 6 Baofangs and about half a dozen Quan Shangs, haven't had any, they all still work, but they don't work awesome. They work like a $30 radio. And I saw dudes with more expensive radios that I was like, I'd like to have a radio that sounded that clear and worked that far away. And so I bought the Yaesu. And most importantly with the Yaesu, I don't know if you guys can see this, it's submersible. So it can get wet, like really wet. And it doesn't shit the bed. I have no more on it than that because literally I've turned it on and that's it after I charged it. So I don't have any idea if it's any good other than I saw some dudes using them and their radios sounded way better than mine did. I did get a you can sink some money into radios. So like this thing was like $300. I got the Mars mod on it, which allows me to do like the FRS channels. The Quan Shang and the Baofangs do that right out of the box, but they have $30 worth of materials in them. Like this feels different than they do. And then I bought a military Nexus push to talk that screws into the top with an O-ring so it's still waterproof. And then I bought a set of Peltor contacts, which shipped yesterday, that plug into that push to talk. And like, this shit gets expensive. Like it'll be hundreds of dollars into this radio thing when it's done. However, if you have someone to talk to, being able to communicate with a teammate is worth a whole lot. So hopefully at the end of this, I won't feel like it was a poor investment. And TJ, had you bought some like a half a dozen radios, you can give them to someone else to talk to. But like you to reach me wouldn't happen on a handheld radio. Maybe with base stations reaching repeaters, there's something, but I haven't got into that yet. Good evening, Mike. John, thank you for the kind words. Adam, yes, once it is set up, I will show you how I got it set up. I'm going to order a vest-mounted antenna from Disco 32, so it'll replace that antenna, and like you can weave it through the MOLLE, your plate carrier and stuff. So in theory, after spending a bunch of money trying to find inexpensive ways to make something work ideally, I just spent more money so that I know that it'll work ideally. So I will certainly put out some info on how I got it all set up as long as it works well. We've been utilizing radios more and more in our study groups. So hopefully this one, I see a distinct improvement in performance because I spent a fair amount more money on it. But if so, I will certainly pass that on to everybody and let them know how it's working out. I just showed it off today because it literally came today. The push to talk came a couple days back. The antenna is on its way and the contacts are on the way. So yeah, it might be another week or so before I have everything to start really fucking with it. So, depending where you're at, here in PA, Lodestone Training and Consulting, LTAC, has two separate comms classes. They have one on setting up a network, and I don't remember what the name. It's a seminar. It's like a 3-hour seminar, and then they have one called Comms on the X, which is all of the different. There's a lot of radio, but it's not all radio, on how to communicate in amongst a tactical team type deal, as opposed to setting up a network maybe that might be really far away with other groups of people that you'd just like to be in communications with, especially in an emergency, but not so much about how to inter-team communications. And that's also a seminar. So they do a couple seminars on it. Finding yourself a ham geek friend is probably the best way to figure out how the actual radio functions. And I got a few of those, and I'm slowly learning how the radios work from them showing me over and over again. But like the menu and whatnot on this, their buttons don't look remotely the same like the other Baofeng Quanshangs, which are pretty much the same thing. So I'm slowly getting there. Scott, that's pretty cool. I would be interested in that class as well. I don't know if anyone's going to the Gettysburg event on the 4th. I have class on the 4th, a not sold out dynamic carbine, first not sold out class in 4 years. There are 2 slots open in case anyone watching this has just checked in and would like to sign up for it. And I still have the deferred payment plan. But I heard some shit about, I don't know, flag burning or something, Antifa. I don't know. So I don't know if it's really going to happen, because I've heard a couple of different Antifa things that didn't happen, which I assume were kind of a disinformation campaign to get people spun up. And it's real cheap to get people wound up about something. Then if you don't go there, it costs you nothing, and they just got wound up. So don't know what the deal there is. Crystal, we were actually talking about you about 15 minutes ago. I was talking about, what was I talking about? Oh, Zach's class. And I said, well, if Crystal were logged on, she'd have typed up the link right here. I was telling everyone that he added the shotgun class to PA. Yes, Crusader Tactical. You are correct. Well, I know you're correct. You know you're correct. I heard him before. I wonder if we're friends on Facebook. I don't know. There's a bunch of people on Facebook whose names are familiar. Like when I hear names that Facebook keeps saying I should know, and if I don't, I won't send. I don't really send many friend requests on Facebook. I usually wait for them because I'm so bad with names. I can't remember if I met the guy or not, especially when they don't put pictures of themselves and they put like a puppy or something. Yes, Crystal is on top of it when it comes to the link sharing and whatnot. Scott, does Jay have a website? If so, like, you can throw a link down there. I don't mind. The Prism Optics, which are the 1-power etched reticle guys. I have looked through a couple of them. I have some friends who have different eye issues. Usually for them, the people who I know have used them, it's aging eyes, which is presbyopia, which isn't so much a problem with the eye itself, like with the lens or the cornea or anything. It's the muscles surrounding the eye as they get old. They're not strong enough to contract the eye, usually because the eye has gotten more stiff as the muscles have gotten weaker. So they can't, like squeeze the eye to change the shape of the lens. So they opt for the Prism style, and they love them. Now, I haven't really shot much with one. I've taken a shot in a few rounds at other people's and they seem fine. But every magnified optic that I own or use is an etched reticle and they're super crisp. So the 1X etched reticles will be super crisp. And if they are illuminated, like most of them are, when the battery dies, it's still an etched reticle. So it's not like a red dot where it just shits the bed. So with that, I haven't used one, but I would try one if I felt I needed to because I have faith that they will be very crisp reticles. What I've seen for me, illuminated types have gotten a little blurrier for me, but I don't find it to be like a big enough deal to be an issue. But I used to think that LED red dots were not as crisp as holographic dots, and now I think that LED red dots are more crisp than holographic dots just from having PRK to my eyes. So I know things change. Here mine was on purpose, and the presbyopia that folks get is natural. But either way, etched reticles should be incredibly more crisp than an illuminated dot. Hopefully that answers your question. I'm almost out of beer. For those of you that checked in late, there is a Tuesday night auction over on the Facebook page for some belts. And I don't know if there's any bids, but like somebody should bid $1 or something. I could look on my phone. Isn't that like something proper to do like on a live stream is get on your phone and like play on your social media while you're supposed to be live streaming? Blah, blah. We'll have bid. Blame my last. Carry on with your stuff. Take it easy, Scott. I got to catch up on the comments here. Yeah, if you got a buddy that won't let you check out his optic, he's a shitty buddy. And if anybody has one, a dynamic carbine, you are more than welcome. I'm positive to try it out. Crystal wants to know what magnification Horace has. 1 to 8 is where he is at currently, which he will probably stay there because the Vortex 1 to 10 is retarded expensive. But I do like the low power variable option. Adds a little bit of weight. Not quite as forgiving as a red dot as far as eye relief, but pretty fucking convenient for all the things that low power variable does. In fact, I'm not sure, but I think someone who my article on low power variable optics. I think if you go over to tremisdynamics.com and click on blog, you will find it listed in the blog. Just throwing that out there for anybody that's, maybe interested. I was hoping that tonight's live stream was going to be the last one on my Chromebook. And I was going to take my desktop PC and put it right over there and run my live streams off of that PC with a different camera, same microphone, but try and upgrade things a little bit. I have a new desktop PC coming from Dell that I ordered and paid for 5 weeks ago, that they said I would have it on the 24th, and today is the 23rd, and I got an email that says it's been postponed to July 17th. So fucking Dell. Not like Dell Corbett, but like, 2L Dell. And so a little disappointed. I was hoping that I'd be able to say tonight's the last one on this little Chromebook, and we're going going big. Kind of like our lows in March. And now they're saying September 3rd. Fuck. Maybe give me a product and I'll give you some money. Nope. Doesn't happen nowadays. Yeah, just about empty. All right. I'm 40 minutes in, just about out of beer. We talked about radios and then a whole bunch of other shit. What do you guys got? Give me something. Not herpes, but something else. And we'll. All right. All right. So, TJ, down here lower, you see a fellow that says the Scott 1T. He also will be at that class with his Cyclops 1X, and you can check it out. I'm sure he'll swap your rifles for a couple drills or something, just because he's a pretty okay dude. Oh, I'm going to have to check that out. Dell is still receiving, but they aren't shipping as of last week. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. I'd kind of just like them to put my computer together and mail it to me. It isn't that hard. I even use fucking Dell financing. Like, they get sort of like priority status. It got me free expedited shipping. Had I not been using Dell by using financing, I got expedited shipping on the 24th. All right. So tonight might not go all the way until 9. I turned the air conditioner off, so I don't know if you noticed, but I'm kind of listening a little bit. And I don't have a makeup department for these yet. Oop, damn, I hit the fucking microphone. So I'm getting warm. I'm running out of beer. I hit everything on the list. So what I'm thinking is I'll do the quick rundown of stuff, and we will polish this thing off. Oh, so apparently yesterday, and I totally missed this. I am going to go back and watch it, though, probably tomorrow while I'm doing some other stuff. I'll listen to it. Carson Baldry did a question and answer Facebook live stream, and I did not see it. I'm going to go back and watch it. However, Zach Bush said, "Hey, we should do a thing where we get together with other instructors and we do a roundtable." And I'm kind of game for that idea, so we might have to do something like that. So, if anybody from my end, throwing that out there. So anyhow, back to the Tuesday roundup. The high threat concealment inner large outer belt is on auction over on the Tremis Dynamics Facebook page here. And when you want to make your payments, you can use the typical, just pay the invoice. You can pay for class in full. You can pay me in cash. You can barter for gear. All those options that aren't just buy now on the website require a message so we can work out the details. Now also you can pay via Cash App, Venmo, or Bitcoin. So added a bunch of new things for you. If that works better for you, so that you, as far as classes go, again, mentioned it a couple of times, Dynamic Carbine coming up in almost 2 weeks, a little under 2 weeks, does have some openings left, and it's the first class in 4 years that isn't sold out. So it will be a watershed moment for me. Zach Bush is doing a shotgun class here in Pennsylvania 2 days after Dynamic Week 2 is over. He's doing entangled gunfighting the day after, and then a shotgun the day after that. That just opened up. He just added that date yesterday or the day before. Herpes with me. Sign up in that class with Zach. And at those classes, you get one of those boxes of Defiant ammunition, pistol or rifle, AK 5.56 claimed. But there'll be a box given away at every class. That is my entire list gone over at the end. So if you signed in late, you got the Cliff Notes. Adam, that is awesome. I will enjoy that tomorrow. And I assumed you would be in for the fish fry. I'm going to see you next month in Indiana, aren't I? That will be awesome. If you want me to bring you anything, shoot me a message. I don't know what I would bring you, but like if you were jonesing for something from Pennsylvania or from the librarian, say the word and I'll see if I can't bring it. So that's what I got. We're a little shy of an hour this time, but it's hot. I'm tired, and I'm thinking I'm going to sign out of here. You all have a wonderful evening. And next Tuesday, barring any unforeseen, unfortunate things, I will be back here doing another one of these live streams for my entertainment and maybe yours. So with that, you all take it easy, and I will catch